Scheduled to start in 2 minutes 56 seconds. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angel Talk with Sue on International Angels Network. And today is Wednesday, March 13, 2019, and I am your host, Sue Broome, coming to you live from Southern Arizona. I'm an intuitive healer, spiritual teacher, and an international best-selling author. I do private sessions and workshops, and I also have my deck of cards, The Desert Speaks, available. And they are so much fun doing readings with. And if you want your own copy, you just go to my website, SueBroome.com. Now, I also love helping others connect with their loved ones. And your connection is already there. And I help in different ways, or helping you see different ways, that the connection, even after they have passed, that there's still ways that you can connect with them. I do it through my book, Signs from Your Loved Ones, my free course, Memories Shared with Your Loved Ones, and my latest course called Channel Writing with Mom. You can find out more about me at internationalangelsnetwork.com/Sue, or you can go to my website, SueBroome.com, where you can find the links to the books and the books that I have and the card deck, as well as the courses. Now, some of the things here on International Angels Network that we explore is spiritual entrepreneurship, fairies, angels, astrology, numerology, spirituality, spirit guides, our loved ones, and so much more. If you would like to be a guest on the show, you can go to our website, internationalangelsnetwork.com/guest, and fill out the form to be a guest on one of the host shows. We are a live call-in show also, and we will be taking calls tonight after my guest and I chat for a bit. So if you want to get in the queue, the phone number is 1-516-453-9162, and then you can press number 1 to get in the queue. And if you are an international caller, please be sure to dial that 1. And again, the phone number is 1-516-453-9162, and then press number 1 to get in the queue. You can also Skype into the show for free anywhere in the world. If you are listening through blogtalkradio.com/International Angels Network, you will see a Skype icon, and you can press that when we are live on the air, and then just make sure and press number 1 on your phone keypad or the Skype keypad to speak to the guest or myself. If you missed a show or you wanted to re-listen to it or share it with a friend, all of the replays are on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Chartable, Listen Notes, Overcast, iHeart, and our website, internationalangelsnetwork.com, as well as blogtalkradio.com/International Angels Network. So you have plenty of places to choose from to make sure that you don't miss any of our shows. Now, today's live show is brought to you by Audible by Amazon, and you can get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/International Angels. And this is for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3. And again, it is audibletrial.com/International Angels. And also our sponsor for International Angels Network is Sunday Sturgeon, and she is the founder and CEO of Holistic Light Rejuvenation Center. So thank you, Sunday. And she will have a new book in the Warrior Women series coming out in just a couple of months. So be sure and watch for that. And also, if you want to find out about any of her past books in the Warrior Women series, you can go to Amazon and search for Warrior Women, and you will find all of the books that are currently published. Now, tonight, I have a special guest. Her name is Priscilla Fontoura, and she is an intuitive psychic that connects with angels, spirits, and other beings from the cosmos. She is the creator of a Facebook group called Angel Messages, Intuitive Insights, and the Journey of Our Soul. She has channeled messages through meditation and writing. Not only is her information and knowledge comes from the angels, it also comes from the cosmic beings that are a part of her spiritual support team. She started developing her gifts at the age of 12, and she's now 21. And she's a self-taught tarot and oracle card reader. She's done so much research on New Age topics and has helped many people by guiding them through difficulties in their life. Her passion is to work with people and help them to open their heart to the secrets of the cosmos and the universe. And she's also discovered so many things about herself on her spiritual journey. She says she will always continue connecting with the angels, spirits, and the cosmic beings and forces that have blessed her life and these gifts. So with that, Miss Priscilla, are you there? Are you with us?
Yes, I am, Sue. How are you?
Yay! I am fabulous.
Yay, that's good. That's great. And the energy is great.
And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited, a little nervous, but I'm excited. I'm excited to share what I know about empaths.
Absolutely. And you know that you have your angels and your spirit guides and all your cosmic being friends. They are all right there with you and saying, yay, Priscilla, yay, Priscilla.
Yeah, I love them so much. They support me through everything. And if it weren't for them, I'd be so lost. You know, they've been a constant support to me, and you know, they let me know that I'm not alone, and that no matter what I do, they always tell me to focus and to communicate with vision. I think I just picked out a card just now that said about myself, communicate with vision and be a leader. So that's exactly what I want to do, and I wanted to talk about empaths. What now? You're an empath, so where do I want to go now?
Well, and can we go back to when you were 12? Is that when you first discovered that you were an empath?
Yeah. At that time, I was learning how to manage my emotions. You know, like at that time, I really didn't have any friends. I was being bullied, but you know, luckily my parents were really supportive, and I couldn't deal with all the energies couldn't deal with the energies without going through an emotional breakdown. So it's funny because that hard patch in my life made me awaken, and it made me realize that my empath abilities are there. But it took me a while to realize. I thought there was something wrong with me until I started doing research and, you know, asking my mom, because my mom had never really talked to me about it. I wasn't open before that. But like at the age of 12, I think that experience opened me up, and I think it was divine timing. It was perfect, and I'm very happy that I figured it out at a young age, not at an older age.
You really did. I mean, you really were young. And what was it? Do you remember what it was that was like, okay, something is going on here. I need to really figure out. Was it that you were feeling things that you knew weren't yours, or what was it that really kind of shook you awake?
You know what it was? I was actually diagnosed with depression and anxiety disorder. And my mom was like, something's not right, you know? So we started going into holistic healing, and we went to a holistic healer and a Reiki healer. I never mentioned that, just realized that, just remembered. We went to a Reiki healer, and they told me, no, this is just an energy imbalance in your chakras. So that's what actually woke me up, going to that Reiki healer. And being diagnosed with those things, my mom knew there was something wrong. So I just, after that, I knew, you know what, there has to be more, because this just happened out of nowhere. So, yeah. And after that, after all that research, that's when, like, I started taking charge and being a leader and started my journey. And like I said, doing a lot of research and, at that time, I started realizing that, you know, I started being able to read through people, you know, like being able to tell whether they had a good energy or a bad energy, whether to go near, whether like to interact with them or to not, or just to be careful around them to see if they were like had alternate intentions, or, you know, it started appearing like that. And at that time, I thought it was a coincidence, but it started like getting more and more intense, you know?
Yeah. Did you figure out kind of a pattern as in, okay, if I feel this, or if I hear this in my head, or if my angels tell me this, or my guide shows me this, then I know that that's that person I need to stay away from. So what was it that kind of got you on, okay, this is kind of my guidebook, if you will?
Well, how do I say this? What really got me going was, how do I say this? What I really, okay, so what, sorry, I'm losing words because this gets me so excited. So I'm just trying to get my words together.
That's okay.
The thing that made me realize that the pattern was I kept seeing numbers. So every time I would like get these feelings about people, I would start seeing these synchronicities around me. And I would start seeing the number 1111, 1212, and, you know, I thought that was another coincidence. I started looking it up, and it was signs. Like, every time I got feelings about someone, I would see a number as a confirmation. So it was constant. Like, it wasn't just like every once in a while. It was constant numbers like 1111, 222, 1313, which is a very specific number. At this moment, I can't really remember what 1313 was, but I do know that 1111 was like the main one that I first started seeing at that age. So that's something that like made me realize, okay, you know, this is the constant pattern that made me know that was, you know, that was, how do I say this? That it made me realize that, yeah, this is why I know that my gifts were open. You know what I mean?
Well, what's really funny is you said 1313. It is now 13 minutes after the hour, and today is the 13th.
That is true. I did not realize that. I actually did not realize that.
It just flipped to the 14 after the hour, but I did see it. And it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. She's saying 1313, and it's like, yeah, it's the 13th, and it's 13.
I did not realize that. It's so funny. See, another synchronicity. Always
Absolutely.
there. Always there. Yep.
Well, and
always there.
I love that the numbers are something that it's so universal, because numbers are there for everyone, and they might mean different things to different people. However, it's so interesting to me when people see I know 1111 with all those ones. I know it means something, and somebody's trying to get my attention. So I love that you started really noticing the numbers, and that was kind of like, something's going on here. I need to pay attention.
Yeah, and my empath abilities, like every time I would get, well, what I call empaths is like they're a master of emotions, is what I call them. It sounds, the irony there, the master of emotions, even though we can't deal with them sometimes, but in reality and truth, empaths are really, truly masters of emotions. They're the master of reading energies. And, you know, when it comes to the number 1111, I feel as though when empaths see that number, they're getting downloads, meaning they're getting downloads of information. And they usually become overwhelmed around a lot of people since they absorb energies. So those numbers actually, like, they're kind of like a download. They're like telling the empath, okay, you know what, this is what you need to do. This is why you're here. And empaths get that feeling whenever they see those numbers, something is awakening within them. And numbers are we're talking about empaths, but everything is connected. And empaths, in my belief, are the core basis of being a psychic and a medium. That is the main thing that we need to pay attention to, because empaths are very gifted. Empaths could be mediums or psychics or both at the same time, and they're very sensitive around other people. So they're also intuitive, and they absorb information quickly, even though they might not be aware of it. So they're very, very special empaths. And I happen to be one, and you actually happen to be one too.
So if someone listening doesn't know what the word empath means, what would be the most basic and easiest to understand description of what an empath is for someone, like if someone's listening that doesn't have any idea what an empath is?
Okay, So, like I said, an empath is someone who can feel emotions, it can read how other people are feeling. One of the signs is that they become overwhelmed around a lot of people since they absorb energies more intensely than people who aren't sensitive. They are more emotionally aware and are more understanding than most other people. So with empaths, they're also intuitive, and they, like I said, they absorb information. Information as in such, like, how other people are feeling, meaning, like, they know that someone like this, they know that it's not their emotion. They know that it's like, where is this emotion coming from? It doesn't make sense. That is the basis. That is the energy that you are feeling. Empath feels energy, meaning energy, we could mean, the definition of that could be emotion. So for an empath, what I call empath is just, like I said, the master of emotions.
Yep.
So empath abilities are mostly energies and emotions.
So what have you learned as you were going through the discovery? What have you learned to either slow it down or stop getting bombarded with all of other people's energies when you go into a busier place?
You know what I do? To combat energy, I ground myself. What I do is, how do I say this? So what I do is when I take crystalline baths, but when I'm in public, I say this to myself. I had actually written this down so that I could say it. This is also grounding. I would say, quote, I call upon the Archangel Michael to control the energies around me and clear the energies that is separating me from my own emotions. I now invoke you, Michael, and ask that you ground me to the earth and help me see the true reality, which is love and light. So I say it doesn't have to be that exact prayer, but I use affirmations, and I imagine a light going through my head and sticking me to the ground, as though you were a tree, and that's a visualization so that your energies could be controlled and it will be less. So what I would do is visualization and affirmation and prayer.
That's very helpful. I know that, boy, there's been a couple of times where I have been in places. There was one time that comes to mind. Walmart. I went into a Walmart, and this was it was in a city I used to live in, and I had never had this happen where I walked in, and I was pushing a cart, and thank goodness I was, because about halfway, or about a few minutes after I got in there, I thought I was going to have to sit down on the floor in order to not get sick.
I've been there.
That was so horrible. And of course, as soon as I walked out to my car, I was fine.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's horrible. That's terrible. It's happened to me too. And imagine like all the people out there who don't know what an empath is, and all those people out there who are still trying to find themselves and still like wondering, like, is there something wrong with me? Like, your story is a great example of what many people go through, including me. That's what happened to me at first. Well, not the exact same story, but things like that happen to empaths, and it's terrible. And it's very intense. And that's why there's people like me and like you who are willing to help other people and guide them.
So is there, are there places that you will avoid going because you are an empath, or you just call on Archangel Michael to protect you when you go there?
It's funny because I do both. I avoid the place as much as I can, which is not a good thing, but I visualize myself with Archangel Michael, and like I said, the prayer that I said earlier. Archangel Michael would help me in the places, but, I would avoid, I would go to Archangel Michael and pray to him all the time. It may seem like it doesn't work, but it really, really does work. After a while, his energy starts becoming stronger and stronger. So I guess it just takes willpower. And it's very hard to have that. But trust me, those affirmations really, really do work. Just do it constantly. And yeah, it has happened to me before at the train station. I try to avoid the train station. I live in New York City. So trying to avoid that train station is too many people, and I usually go to visit my mom at her job at rush hour. So oh my gosh, I cannot take the train. It's crazy. The energies are so intense. There's so much people. So imagine, like, for an empath, having to be in New York City where there's a lot of people. I think that takes a lot of a lot of energy, and a lot of, like, most empaths are introverts. So how do I say this? They don't like going outside, and I'm one of them. But I have to go outside because I have my life. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I know that asking the archangels to clear the energy before you get there, I know that helps. When I used to do large events, and especially when I was one of the people that was putting on the event, the angels would be clearing the energy sometimes a week before. And there was one time, there was one time I was a vendor at this event, and this woman came in, and I had seen her before, and she was one who was just starting to accept that she would see people who had crossed over. And she said, "You know what feels really good in here?" And I said, "That's because Archangel Michael's been clearing the energy for the past 2 days."
Oh, my gosh.
What I had noticed, that was the first event that I had noticed where Archangel Michael had put this huge fan in the ceiling, and he was continually sucking out the stagnant old energy. And I had never seen that before. So it's like,
oh my gosh.
I like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's actually really awesome. How do I say this? Archangel Michael and the archangels are so helpful when it comes to empaths. Honestly, they're my favorite beings to go to, especially Archangel Michael and Raphael. I feel as though, like, Archangel Raphael also does help because he's the angel of health, as we know, and his color is green. So with Archangel Raphael, what I do is that since he's an angel of health, I just keep saying that because, since he deals also with emotions mentally too, because remember that when we also deal with emotions, it's also mental too. It's also our thought process. So remember, emotions cause thought, or thoughts cause emotion. So it's also that, and we become more sensitive when it comes to our mental thinking. And it also, around us, like, the energies start increasing with Archangel Raphael, and those energies start manifesting into themselves, and he will start actually clearing you and your emotions and your negative emotions, and actually start separating your bad thoughts from the actual emotion that is there. I don't know if that makes sense. That's a little bit abstract, but I'm not does that make sense?
Say it one more time.
Okay. Okay, so Archangel Raphael, he takes away the thought from the emotion. So emotions cause thought. So he also helps with that because he's the Archangel of health. So he helps mentally too. So mental health. Yep. Because for people with empath abilities, they could also, like I said earlier at the beginning, like some are diagnosed with depression, and some are diagnosed with anxiety disorder, bipolar disorder, and those could be incorrect diagnosis. So that's what I feel with Archangel Raphael, and like your story with Archangel Michael, he is very helpful. And I also wanted to put that out there that also Archangel Raphael does help with empaths because he also deals mentally with the emotions.
Yeah. Well, and even as you're saying it, it's like he helps you take a step back and get in more the observer role, so you can see the emotions, but you don't have to be the emotions.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I just want to give a quick shout out and say hello. We have Alex Levy listening on YouTube. Hi, Mr. Alex. And we have Miss Belinda Mayers. Hi, sweetie, Miss Belinda. And then we have CAA 1953. She's saying hi, everyone. And then we have Diane Morgan, our Tuesday night host. So we have Diane, Tuesday night host, and Alex, Monday night host. They're listening on YouTube. So let me ask you this. I know, we have such awesome listeners.
Yeah.
And, Alex is Thursday night. I'm sorry, Alex. Sorry. She's Monday. Alex is Thursday. And Diane is Tuesday. Okay, they're laughing at me now. So let me ask you, what is a good daily practice that people can do, or that you do, or that you can share with people to help get them in the, okay, I'm going to do this every single day, and it will help me every single day, and I'll get better at it every single day?
So what I do, my main thing would be journaling. The other psychics and empaths would do meditation, and I know a lot of people hate doing meditation because I'm one of them. I don't like doing meditation. I can't just sit down there, concentrate for 5 minutes. 10 minutes, I cannot do that. I can't even get myself to sit down. I'm like all over the place all the time. So what I would do is journaling. Helps me organize my thoughts and my feelings. And it also helps me distinguish my thoughts throughout the day. And I know that empaths usually have like a difficult time, as I said earlier, distinguishing their emotions from theirs to from their own to others. So by writing it down, like, it gives you and your higher self a sense of comfort and clarity. And like, I also wrote this down because it's funny. I was thinking of talking about that before we even started the radio show. So what I really say is that now I know what my own feelings were and my own feelings were towards the situation, and I understand where these not normal irrational feelings were coming from. Meaning, like, the journaling helps you deal with the emotions that comes with it, the empath abilities, and journaling really helps you separate your own emotions from others' emotions, and it helps you organize the energies around you, because then you'll be talking about your day, and then you'd realize, okay, this situation didn't match with this emotion, so that doesn't make sense. So then you start realizing and distinguishing, okay, you know what, this is my emotion, this is my own situation, and that's the empath side of my gift coming from. So I feel as though, like, also, like I said earlier, since I don't like doing meditation also helps, and visualization, like, meditation every day, 5 to 10 minutes. I can't say I do it. I do it sometimes, but I don't do it all the time, being honest there. Meditation could be, visualizing yourself with white light around you, coming into your head, or, things like that would help. Also, crystal baths with Epsom salt, and you could also take, the crystal bath. You could go into the bath and put clear water, of course. Don't put any of those bath bombs, because you just need clear water. And you will put these 3 crystals. The main crystals that we all know: amethyst, clear quartz, and oh my God, what's the other one? Lapis lazuli. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's Archangel Michael's. That's Archangel Michael's crystal that he works with. So the reason why I'm saying Archangel Michael is because he's the one that cuts the energetic cords. That's what I feel would help people. So those crystalline baths, meditation, and journaling. That's my main 3 that helps me a lot.
And meditation. I'm not a big meditator either. I'm very good at walking others through meditation And I can,
yeah.
There have been times when I've recorded myself to do a guided meditation and then listen to myself, and I'm good at that. But breathing, just focusing on your breath. That's what I tell people.
True.
It's like, yep.
Yeah.
Just follow your breath. Don't even try to change
There's
it. Just
so
follow
many
your
things.
breath.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the
breathing helps a lot too.
And I do like the journaling, because sometimes when especially when it's, maybe there's an emotion that is coming up, repeating itself for someone, and they're not exactly sure where it's coming from. And maybe they find out that, oh, it comes up every single time I go to this place, or, oh, it comes up every single time I'm around this person. And they can start making the connection that it isn't me. I didn't feel that way until I went over to their house. So it's connected with them. So I like that journaling.
Yep. And it helps when you're extremely sensitive, and when you're emotional too. So that's an empath. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have like the ability to experience emotions like at a greater level than most of us. Well, most of the people who are not empaths. Also, one thing, like we were talking about earlier, when you aren't comfortable in large groups, think of the stimuli in situations when there's a large number of people, and like the energy of big groups is very exhausting, and it creates a lot of anxiety. But it's most common for empaths too. They like being alone, like with one or two people, and they usually have trouble with social situations. So, guys, if you're listening, you're not the only one. A lot of empaths have a lot of anxiety, and that is completely normal. You are not crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just you're an empath. You came here with this gift, and you have that gift for a reason. You have your mission, and you are meant to use that gift. You just don't have it. Just use it, and it'll help you so much.
Yeah. And I like that you keep referring to it as a gift, because a lot of people think that it's like, oh, this is horrible. I don't want to feel this. And it's like, no, it's just a way for you to maneuver through your journey a little bit different than other people do. And all you're doing is trying to fine tune it and say, oh yeah, this works for me. This works for me. This doesn't work for me. So I'm going to change, and find what does. So awesome. I'm gonna pause just a bit here. I have a couple of announcements, and I'm gonna give out the phone number, and we'll chat a little bit more when we come back. And if anybody is available to take calls, we'll take some calls. So again, phone number, everyone, is 1-516-453-9162, and then press number 1 to get in the queue. Now, if you are searching for a spiritual practitioner, did you know that International Angels Network now has a directory? Absolutely. It is there to help for people that are doing readings, energy healing, teachers, mentors, coaches, metaphysical, online stores, the whole gamut of mind, body, and spirit. So you could go check it out at internationalangelsnetwork.com/directory. And there's also, if you are interested in growing your spiritual entrepreneur business, you can check out internationalangelsnetwork.com/membership. Also, I do want to make sure and let you know that Diane Morgan and Susie Parrott still have their ongoing course, Connect with the Angels, and they do a different topic every single month where they help you connect with your angels, and they give you information and exercises and different tools that will help you expand working with the angelic realm. So if you want to find out more about this, you can go to uniteinthelight.com. And again, that's the program that Diane Morgan and Susie Parrott have. So go check that out. Also, to give you a rundown of what's coming up on International Angels Network, we have Thursday, Alex Levy Show. We have Saturday, Angelic Light with host Susie Parrott. Monday, Shishi O'Donnell. And Tuesday, Angel Navigation with Diane Morgan. And then next Wednesday, you have me again. And the topic I'm going to do is endings and beginnings. So that's the lineup. And again, if you want to listen to any of the past shows or share them with friends, you can listen through iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Chartable, Listen Notes, Overcast, iHeartRadio, InternationalAngelsNetwork.com, blogtalkradio.com/International Angels Network. So phone number is 1-516-453-9162, and we have a few people in YouTube, and I see that the CAA 1953 is Carol Ann, and it's probably the Carol Ann that I know from my Sunday's Facebook Live. And Belinda, she says she loves the Epsom salt bath with clear quartz. So Priscilla, is that what you were talking about with Epsom salt?
Exactly, yes.
Yep. So Belinda says she loves that. Oh, and she's also telling me that I do great meditations.
Yeah, I was actually checking it out on your page before the other day. It's really good.
I like doing them. And I like doing them short because I can't sit still for very long either. I think, one of the other things that I used to do for, meditation, I'm going to do meditation in quotation marks, is walk a labyrinth. I loved walking labyrinths.
Really?
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah, there used to be, actually Melanie that was on, she was a guest a few weeks ago. We were talking about numbers, and
I saw.
She had, well, Melanie, how I met Melanie was at her house in Wisconsin. She had this absolutely amazing labyrinth in her backyard, and she used to have groups. Every single full moon, she'd have groups that people could come and walk the labyrinth, as well as she would show everybody how to take pictures so we could see the orbs, because she had thousands of orbs that would show up around the labyrinth.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, they were beautiful. She had this one huge one. She called it Pumpkin because it was huge and it was orange. And one of the horses that she had at the time, it would always be around that horse.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. Oh my God, there's so many great stories.
Try a labyrinth for a walking meditation.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I have not tried that yet, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know where, every single place you go, you have to see if they even have them. But, and I do have to mention that Melissa Virtue is going to be on Diane Morgan's show next week. Melissa Virtue she created a deck of cards.
Yes.
I know, I do too. The deck of cards, the dream cards.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really cool deck.
Yes, I love them. They're beautiful too.
They are. They absolutely are. Okay, so do you have anything that you wanted to add for everybody? And we do have a caller when we're ready for the caller.
Yes, I actually wanted to talk about something that really is helpful with empaths that for me is in everyday use when I'm around people. So I was reading somewhere that, I'm not the only empath who detects BS, bullshit. Basically, your bullshit detector, I was reading somewhere, it says that it's always on point. So with empaths, you do know that you do have that ability to tell when someone is lying to you or not lying to you. Not all the time, kind of like a superpower that I have. Not all the time, because I'm not perfect.